But you didn't celebrate at all. You just kind of walked off casually.
I think that celebration, just walking like that, was quite nice. It was a bit like, Achilles, the movie. It was a bit like that, I think. So I think that celebration was quite nice. Even though you didn't think I celebrated, I kind of celebrated in one way.
My guest today is a gent on the cusp of completing his second full season in the Premier League. He scored 88 goals in 94 games, all competitions. He won the treble last year, and Manchester City is currently still smiting its way to what could be an unprecedented fourth straight Premier League title. The FA Cup final also awaits, so it's a joy to welcome back the bonsai-loving, Clash of Clans starring Barbarian King, ChatGPT and cleats, the best Norwegian export since Kygo or Henrik Ibsen. Velkommen, Erling Haaland.
Thank you so much. Hello, Rog. Good to speak with you again. And by the way, a great introduction. Well done. Thank you.
Your dad writes them, I just read them, Erling, is the honest truth. But those numbers are slightly surreal. We're talking just days after you blasted, caressed, headed 4 goals in City's 5-1 win over Wolves, your 9th hat-trick for City in just 62 games, 21st in your career. A symbol really of your all-round goal those 4 games, which is constantly evolving. How do you see the difference between the player you were when you arrived at City, June 2022, compared to the player you are now?
Obviously, I'm developing still, so I'm still the same player, but I think I'm a better version of myself, of course, and I'm in the perfect place because I'm still young. You know, I've got Pep, who's in charge of me. I'm doing well. I'm enjoying it, and I'm happy.
How do you see yourself developing? Like, what part is it? Mental? Is it tactical? Is it physical?
All 3 of them. It's a lot of tactical things to get into when you join Pep Guardiola's team. It's not easy, of course, and he always comes up with something new. So you have to adapt and you have to learn new things, of course. And I think I'm developing this side good, and the physical as well is getting better and better. A lot of things is going better, so I'm happy. I'm really happy.
First and third goals at the weekend came from the penalty spot, but that second goal, Rodri sent over a poem of a cross in your general direction, and you leapt to get your head on it, and essentially came down with the Wolves defender's soul. It was part header. It was like watching an NBA dunk, like watching Venom dunk on Spider-Man. It was athleticism. In the minute, a lot of people said that's Cristiano Ronaldo-esque. And I wonder, Erling, how do you feel about being compared to other players? Do you compare yourself to other people, or do you only compare yourself to the Haaland in August, the Haaland last season, the Haaland when you were 18?
I try not to compare myself with others too much. Maybe on some small things here and there. If I did one action or something, I can see myself or someone else did the same. But I try not to compare myself too much to others, because in the end it's about me, and I don't think you should put yourself up against others. In the end, it's about you and how you perform to get the team better. But I agree that header was a great goal.
God, the fourth goal, you brought down a pass from Stockport Silver Phil Foden, shook off a defender, and then just seemed to explode on the ball, like the power and destruction. It was like what Kendrick Lamar devotes to a diss track. But you didn't celebrate at all. You just kind of walked off casually. And I wondered what that felt like, that moment inside. Was any part of you like, 4 goals, incredible? Or were you like, Mario Balotelli always used to say, when I score, I don't celebrate because it's my job. And when a postman delivers letter, does he celebrate? Scoring goals, Erling, is that in your mind just what you were meant to do?
I think that celebration, just walking like that, was quite nice. It was a bit like, Achilles, the movie. It was a bit like that, I think. So I think that celebration was quite nice. Even though you didn't think I celebrated, I kind of celebrated in one way. Especially after that nice goal, I think it needed a nice celebration. I think that celebration was really nice. That's my own opinion.
Was that it? You were taking the violence of the moment and just counteracting it with just like almost that Cantona-esque, just all chill, nothing to see here. There was the juxtaposition, was the celebration.
A bit of that, just walking away after scoring the fourth goal. I think that was quite a vibe. So I really enjoyed that one.
But in this game, you had 32 touches and you had 4 goals. So this is a serious question. I don't know if you get jealous of the amount that other players get to touch the ball, but I do wonder, what's your metric for how well you played in a game? Because fans judge strikers simply by, goals more than anything else. What's your gauge for whether you've played well?
Of course, there's always been this discussion on how many times I should touch the ball, and when I score, no one speaks about this, and when I don't score, suddenly people start to mention my touches. This is a part of my life. This is how people will speak, and I cannot control what people say about me. I just have to focus on what I should do on the pitch, and my job is not to be like Rodri to control the game. It's being in the box and up front for City, finishing the attacks, and that's my focus. I don't care about what people say or anything. It's about focusing on helping the game, on helping the team to win.
So you judge it by essentially impact. You can have a game where you're just making runs, where you are creating space, where you are just essentially the biggest diversion on the field, and know that was your contribution on that day and feel great.
Yeah, because in the end, you can also play football with not touching the ball, even though it sounds funny for someone, but you can actually do that with movements, and also the mental part, and also the awareness of being on the pitch is also a huge part of the game. So it's not only about touching the ball. Of course, you have to touch the ball, but I don't know much more to say. I know my role in this team, and that's my focus.
God, as an Everton fan, I know a lot about watching teams who play football without ever touching it, but that's in a very different way. You score, and I was going to ask you about your signed match balls after hat-tricks, whether you have a special room for them or a special house filled with them. But I actually dug into the research. You have a go-to pedestal guy, a gent who makes glass stands to sit each hat-trick ball on, which makes me wonder, when you look at those glass stands, see all those footballs, what goes through your mind? What do you tell yourself? Does scoring hat-trick after hat-trick just feel normal to you after a point, like breathing? Or are you sometimes looking at them all like, holy crap, I did this, and it's beautiful?
It's always an amazing feeling to be able to score 3 goals in a game. It's one of the most special things you can do, I think. And when I look at the balls, I get like the flashback, or how you say it, from the game. And I smile, of course, because it's a really nice thing to do, of course, and it will be a great memory forever in my life. After my career, I will have every single one ball beside each other, and I think it's going to be looking really nice.
Your Norway under-20 teammate, Eman Markovic, once said that even after you just scored 9 bloody goals in a single game, I think it was against Honduras, that you were still pissed off after the final whistle. He recalled you saying that you were annoyed with yourself because, quote, if you'd scored 1 more, you would have had 10. When you were subbed off against Wolves, you were frustrated on the bench for a moment, like someone had just whispered in your ear that Kevin De Bruyne had better hair than you. But what does go through your mind? You just scored 4 times.
No, I wasn't mad because of that. I was mad because something completely different. It was nothing about that. I was super happy that Julian came on and scored as well. Of course, I would love to score more goals, but I wasn't mad or anything about getting subbed off. I will never be. I'm happy for the guy that got substituted for me, Julian, and that's how it is. But as Eman said, he, by the way, is a good friend of me, Eman. I just spoke with him, actually. Yeah, it's true, because think of it. If I scored 9 goals in a game, yeah? It's good. But imagine if I scored 10. Would be better, no? It's true. You agree with me as well? Everyone agrees with me.
Everyone agrees with you, but
Yeah.
Ultimately, that's a reflection of your mentality as a striker to always want one more chance, one more goal, even if you've got 4, even if you've got 9 already. Is that the mentality? You always want one more?
Yeah, I think so. And I think that's a really important thing as well. Not only for strikers, but also for the whole team, for the whole club. Look at the club, what they've been doing. They've been winning 3 years in a row in the Premier League, and they want to go for more, you know? It's also a bit the same. Okay, City won 3 years in a row, but imagine how it will be to win 4.
How do you do that? Ultimately, you've said you are all on a mission, I think that's your quote, to win that unprecedented 4th straight Premier League title in a row. You're currently unbeaten as we talk, 20 straight Premier League games. You've not lost since December. And this is what, to me, is truly amazing about Pep Guardiola's Manchester City, is that they always seem to surge at the end of the season to find that extra level when other teams, other great teams, start fading, like weekend runners in their first 5Ks. What is the secret? Is it about conditioning, or is it mental that you guys always just know you can just suffer more?
Sometimes I also ask myself the same question, because I've been also watching City before I came here, how can they keep on doing this, And then I come here and I experience it, and I get to see the people, the players, the staff, the whole club, how they work. And that's what also impresses me so much, Last year we won the treble, and this year we are still fighting for the Premier League. That is truly something special. In the end, I think it's the simple things, For example, just focusing on every day, Now my focusing is on relax, go home after this and sleep well, and then train good tomorrow. And then the day after that, train good tomorrow as well. And then the day after that, focus on winning the game and taking game by game. Try not to think too much. It's difficult, I know, especially in our situation. But in the end, it's about focusing and being on the same team and to work towards the same goal and try to achieve the goal, of course, in the end.
There have been challenges this season. I say that even though you're leading the Golden Boot race. You'd missed a dozen games, I think, all comps with injury, scattered through the season. You went 2.5 months without scoring, which is unprecedented. It's like Zoom going through 2 full days without running an update. What have you learned about the Premier League or about yourself this year that you didn't know last year? What have you learned through this experience, Erling?
In the end, no one wants to be injured. I missed over 2 months with an injury. It was horrible. What can you do? I just tried to get in every single day, try to get fit, and it took this long time. The most important thing is to try to not get injured. That's my main goal every single season, to go into the new season, try not to get injured. That's my main focus, because if you're injured, you will not play games. But that's also a difficult part, because look how many games we play. We play 60, 70 games if you play everything. And it's not easy, but you have to try to do your best in the end, because that's our jobs.
Erling, I know you're hyper athletic, which is an understatement. It's like saying that the Wolverine has good nails. I also know you played a ton of sports as a kid in Norway. Cross-country skiing. You were a great handball player as a kid. As a 5-year-old, you set a world record for the longest standing long jump, which is amazing. But despite your own talents, if you could swap places with one athlete in the world in any sport and have their abilities instead of yours, who would it be and why?
I think Michael Jordan. You agree with me?
But it wasn't Ronaldo-esque, your header at the weekend. It was Michael Jordan-esque.
I think to be him, it will be interesting as well, because his mentality as well was next level.
It was almost Phil Foden-esque, the Michael Jordan mentality. Erling, maybe you'll meet Michael Jordan this summer, because Manchester City are coming to the United States on a 4-state, 4-game pre-season tour. You'll face Scottish side Celtic, AC Milan's fighting Pulisic, Chelsea and Barcelona in the Pep Guardiola derby. What are you looking forward to seeing, to doing, or to eating in the United States?
Yeah, we all look really forward to it. We've already been speaking a bit about it. I really look forward going to the different places. It's going to be nice, and also to play the for nice games in nice stadiums. It's going to be amazing.
I know you're a pizza guy. Will you let yourself have at least one New York City slice of pizza at an iconic spot like Mama's too? Or does New York pizza just not compare to the kebab pizzas of Norway?
Don't worry, I will try different foods in New York. I have to.
Oh, hook him up, Mama's too. Last question for you, Erling. You once said that you try and develop every day, which is, I mean, it's a creed, it's a way to live as well as just words. But you've won the Premier League, the Champions League, FA Cup. You've added the UEFA Super Cup, the Club World Cup. You've got the Golden Boot scattered in, all of those bloody Hattrick balls. What do you still want? What do you still need to accomplish personally or professionally? You once said your goal in life was to be the best Haaland. I think you've probably admit that you've succeeded in that regard. What are you dreaming about now?
I want more. Right now, my only focus is on winning the Premier League, and after hopefully winning the Premier League, I will focusing on winning the FA Cup. But yeah, what I want to achieve, I want to win more of these big trophies, because the feeling last year winning the treble was unreal, and I enjoyed it so much that I would love to do it again. So yeah, try to be successful and to develop both as a person and a player. That is my main goals for the future.
I thought you were going to tell me you just wanted to get the Archer Queen football skin in Clash of Clans.
I already got it, don't worry.
Godspeed to you, Erling. Lykke til.
Tusen takk.
Thanks, man. Courage.